Well, it's morning. We made it through the night, and it did rain a little bit, and it got a little bit cold. But Justin and I were warm. Paula was a little bit cold, so hopefully tonight she won't be too cold when it hits -7. But yeah, we woke up to this beautiful foggy morning. Isn't that gorgeous? It's supposed to get a little bit more sunny today. That'll be nice to hike in. And tomorrow was supposed to be sunny all day, and we're looking forward to that. Now it's time to have breakfast and tear down camp and get ready for the 14 point whatever K to our next site on Provoking Lake. Justin and I are going to see if we can make it to the end of that peak there. Without falling in, which would be awesome.
Over here.
Oh, that's no good. Yeah. Somebody made themselves a fire pit.
Yeah.
And we know from August, from that video, what that can cause.
It could be a huge danger.
Yeah. It's very dangerous to make your own fire pits, because any of the roots from these trees here, if they're close enough underground here, they can catch fire from the heat if there's any oxygen around them. And then that can cause a root fire or a forest fire, or both. Very dangerous. Well, Justin has found some really fresh moose poop, which is not very far from our site at all here. This is on that little peninsula we're just walking on. Very cool. You come right up here.
No footprints have come in. You can pull out
Oh yeah.
distinct the prints in the soft moss stone. They were here.
Yeah.
Hey love, you got your heart on your sleeve, but the shirt on your back's a bit small. Hey you, yeah, your colors are changing, the world ain't half bad after all. Na 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 na.
it's time for breakfast. Day number 2, waking up at Head Lake. So we did our little excursion this morning. Found quite a bit of muscat, and even Paula got to join us on this one. It was quite beautiful on the other side as well. But now it's time for breakfast. Pack up the campsite, make sure everything's clean, and then head out. Ready?
Ready!
All right, let's do this.
Yeah!
Woo! And we're off. Day 2, off to Provoking Lake. Our first waypoint will be Harness Lake, and then Mosquito Lake, and then we got some hills to do before we get to Provoking. But we're staying on Site 4 of Provoking. Coming up to another boardwalk here. Looks like a nice stable one. So, and it's wide. Like that's a great looking boardwalk, I must say. The boards are a little bendy. And of course, these big open areas is where you keep your eye open for moose or other animals that could be around. But doesn't look like it. We have it this morning.
Snooze, you lose.
Oh, we snoozed today. We didn't leave site till 10:30 today. We are always off site by 9 and on the trail, but this is our last trip this year. And although Site 1 wasn't that nice for camping on, the views from it are pretty spectacular. So that definitely gave it a good edge. We are now coming up to Site 4 on Harness Lake. We've had a very quick view of the lake, but it is on the other side of that hill, and this is a fairly long side trail, so we're not going to go there, even though we're pretty fresh right now. We're going to continue, and you can see the sun looks like it might be trying to break through a little bit. It was supposed to be a little bit sunnier today. The chance of rain is much less. I think it'll be a clear night, which is why it's going to get so cold tonight. And tomorrow, if the forecast stuck from before we came in, tomorrow should be gorgeous and sunny all day. We've got some blue skies. That is a beautiful sight after the gray day yesterday. But at least it didn't rain on our hike. I wonder if through the trees there now you can see Harness Lake. It's a little bit farther away, but it's through the trees there. If we get closer, I will make sure I film that. Okay, coming up to Site 3 on Harness, down there. On we go. Yeah, looks like a nice little peninsula. Haven't been on Harness Lake yet. It's just too far to go in one day for us. And very quickly, we've arrived at the emergency site. But again, these sites, you'll have to travel a little bit in to get to the lake because it's still back there. So we're not looking at any of these sites today like we normally do. We're going to continue. Yellow. And of course, since we are traveling in a counterclockwise direction, generally speaking, the diamonds should not show a hiker, because those are generally shown in the clockwise direction. Look at the size of this tree root system from this fallen tree. That is massive. Wow. It's more than twice your height, Justin.
Oh, wow.
That is incredible.
Took up big boulders.
It did. I mean, that whole thing must weigh tons.
Wow.
Love seeing that kind of stuff out here.
A little bit more work, but
Yeah. Better than sweating. Okay. Well, here's another side trail for Site 2. We're still at Harness Lake. Oh, there should be, well, I guess one more site since it went 432. But we should very soon be there where we can start to turn east and make our way towards Provoking. Look at the amount of green moss through here. Isn't that cool? Been a lot of moss here on this trail. It must be the time of year with all the leaves and the water. The moss just looks, I guess without all the other leaves, the moss looks even not much greener and beautiful. I got to use the word beautiful because I use that for everything. So, got to stay in character. We're at the sign for Harness Lake, and we can actually see Site 1 down here through the trees. So that one is not too far off the trail. But that means we're now heading east towards Provoking.
Well, since they made it up, hi, Mommy!
Check out the bright yellow of these leaves against the dead background. Beauty in the smallest spaces. Well, we've got just a tiny little deadfall over the trail. It does not look very safe at all. But if we're quick, and don't touch it. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall! Jeez, I said don't touch it. Nice. Exactly what I did. We're all alive to hike another day. Yay! there? You want to look? We are just checking a little side trail here because we're about to cross Mosquito Creek, and that should be associated with Mosquito Lake, which we think we're at, which is a good mile marker for us on our trip over to Provoking. Yeah, this is an open area, so I would say this is Mosquito Lake. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice rocky view. Did you just step in the what looks like bear poop?
I didn't step in it, but there's some poop there.
Yeah, behind you too though.
Yeah.
So yes, this should be Mosquito Lake.
Moose.
It's a moose print.
Yep. More here.
All through there, you can see in the mud, there's all these prints.
Oh, we got other prints here too.
Wolf?
Maybe, but they're small.
Okay. Could be fox then.
Yeah.
Or raccoon. If it looks like a hand, it's a raccoon.
Might be raccoon.
Yeah. They look like they got little hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like the water level's a bit low. A lot of mud on the banks. So Mosquito Creek, the opening is right there. So when we go back into the bush there on the trail, that'll be Mosquito Creek we're crossing. Isn't it pretty with the blue skies? A little bit, anyway. See, poking through over there. Always love a blue sky, you know. I sing about it in other videos, and I promised I wouldn't anymore.
Definitely a well-used watering hole.
It is. There you go. There's a moose print that you can't say isn't for sure. Look at that. Right
There's
down
a
to the
moose
rock.
print right here too.
Ah, from this moosey moose. Okay, we're back on the main trail, and we're going to cross over Mosquito Creek now. Here's the sign for it. And it's quite a few boulders to have to cross, and then a little bit of a hill. Let's do it with no falling. Let's see my face. If I fall, it'll be funnier. There we go. None of them moved. That's always nice. And then we start the climb. You made it all the way, Paula, and then tripped at the very end.
Oh well. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yep. Big rock.
It is a big rock.
We're on a huge rock here. Now we continue forward. We're going to hopefully find a nice spot to sit and actually take the bags off for a little bit today, until we get too cold, because the temperature is still around 5 degrees. And it is still mostly cloud out. Okay in a t-shirt when we're moving, but as soon as you stop, it tends to get a little bit chilly. So we were just talking about the fact that the north part of this loop that we did was not a very beautiful view, because it was just like maple trees with no leaves on. And So really nothing to look at. This side has just been gorgeous. A lot of green moss everywhere, a lot of rocks, other things to see. Of course, Harness Lake and now just Mosquito Lake there. So, I mean, that makes it that much more fun when you have things to look at and take your brain off of how you might be feeling with the weight on your back and stuff. So, yeah, really enjoying day 2 a lot more than day 1. So far. We will talk after the many hills we have to do before we get into Provoking Lake. I think there's like 6 hills or so we have to climb and go down. So, we'll talk again. So we found another tree here that is all charred on the inside and here. So again, I mean, it's the only thing burnt. We're wondering if that's a lightning strike. Isn't that something else? All the way down charred. Very interesting. A beautiful little emerald scene through here. Moss everywhere. How nice is that? Bottom of a tree that fell. 2 trees. 1 tree, 2 trunks. Yeah, the greenery back here is just gorgeous to walk through. Look at it, just on and on. Yay! So here's the sign for Fly Lake. Just going to be up ahead. And we're going to cross this little creek as Paula adjusts herself.
I can't. It's all the way.
The weight?
It's all the way, I'm sure.
Oh,
The bottom.
trying to tighten up.
No, you got a little bit, I think. Oh, oh, that? No, you still got one.
But then
Pull it back.
we will cross this little dry creek and keep on heading out. Look at that blue sky over there. Beautiful. Well, so far we haven't seen Fly Lake, so I don't know actually if it's one that's going to be off the trail a little bit that we won't even see. But I thought maybe because there was a sign for it that it would be one that we'd see. Otherwise, why have a sign? But we'll see. If we do pass it, I will film it. All right, this is Fly Lake. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot, but I'll show you the sign. It says that it is Fly Lake. Just looks like a grassland with no mooses. We decided to have a little break, have something to eat, because this is our first break and we've been going for about 3.5 hours. Well, I said I was going to film the sign that said Fly Lake, but since we stopped and had a break, I forgot. So, this is Fly Lake, but we are now moving because we're starting to get cold. Temperatures are still low, but the sun is out, and that's a beautiful thing. Oh, this might be the hills starting. We know we have a bunch of hills. I think we counted like last time 6 hills we had to go up and down. So maybe this is the first. Well, we're going through a different kind of forest now. This is all pine. You can see all around us. And what a different look that is through the forest as we walk. Not nearly as much moss that you see here. But before, it was like someone rolled out the carpet of moss through everything. But it looks like we're coming through that pine bit that had nothing. And now there's a little more moss as we go down this hill. That is the cool thing being out here, is going through the different ecosystems and just how the forest changes as you walk along. And one site might be completely enclosed and tons of trees and bush and you just can't go in there to get firewood, and You walk and you go to the next site and it's just an open forest. You can walk through no problem, and it's pretty amazing. The forest is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Run, Forrest, run! And so quickly, we are in a different, I don't know, is it called a biosphere? I don't know. But it's completely different again, different trees, different look. And we are back to Mosquito Creek. Now we're no longer at the source of it, but we are at a very large section of it. You see here. Look at that. Nice big open field. Here, Moosey, Moosey, Moosey. We got to see some yesterday. Let's see it today. Great. The trail goes down here. I do not yet know where it goes up again. Where do we need to go? Ah, right there. We need to cross to that spot there. Yeah.
That would be a little bit
That makes more sense.
easier.
You're not supposed to make sense in the woods. We'll go here. And we'll cross on these rocks here. Whoa. Whoa. If you guys wait, I will film you crossing. Trail's right here. Just breaking off. There's a rope. Oh, to that tree. Oh, that's funny.
Zip line?
I guess you go across these rocks, but I'm just breaking some dead branches off this tree so Paula can get through without too much trouble.
Yeah, this looks a little bit more safer than no way.
You're gonna go that way,
No, I'm
Justin?
not. I'm going to go that way.
Okay.
But I was just showing you the rope.
That is funny that somebody would do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would trust it. On a dead tree, no less. All right, I'm gonna go up. Well, as usual, Justin found an easier way than the Mark Trail. So we took it because the goal of the game is to stay alive until you get to campsite. There's that open area still. Gorgeous! Check it out. What a gorgeous bit of trail through here. This is just beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. I could just keep filming this forever. That is beautiful. What a great memory. Well, we think we're doing the hills now because we just crested our second hill and we're about to go down. And then, I mean, if there's another one after that, we're definitely doing those hills. There's about 6 of them. So fine, we can count them down this time. Last time, we had no clue how many times we were gonna have to do it for. And it was the middle of August, so it was hot. And I was suffering from a bit of heat exhaustion. But yeah, so far so good. But it also means that we're much, much closer to Provoking Lake. All right, we are cresting the third hill. And she was a doozy. It's not that it was so steep, but it was long. It took quite a while to go up, and actually we're still on a slight incline going up. It's not going to beat us this time. Last time was rough. This time we got you, hill. Can you believe the weather we're having here? Look at that sky. For end of October, it's hit or miss. You never know what you're gonna get. You could have rain all the time too, right? But we're so lucky that today and tomorrow is supposed to look like this. Absolutely beautiful. And a joy to be hiking in. So we did only 3 hills. It just goes to show you what you remember about trips that you've only done once. I mean, Paul and I did this, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3. And I remember hating this trail. And those hills especially just killed me. But this time, it was nothing like I remembered. The hills were steep, but there was only 3. I thought there was like 6. Unless we're about to go up some more, I don't know. But yeah, you always got to give it a second try, even if you hated it the first time. Because I've been enjoying it quite a bit this time. Today especially, not as much yesterday, but today, really having a good time. How about you, Paula?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah? And you, Justin, on your first time?
I'm enjoying it.
Good. It is quite fun. But, oh, here. Looks like maybe a 4th hill. Still, my memory was that they went up and down, up and down, up and down, like instantly. There's quite a bit of walking in between, which gives you a chance to bring your heart rate down and relax a little bit more before climbing the next one. And this one doesn't look so bad at all. A little crick. And I think I said this yesterday, but considering the amount of rain that Algonquin had the last week, the trails are really, really dry. Here we have the sign now for the second loop, and a little bit of fungus growing on top. One of those cool red ones that look like, oh, when they're clean and new, they look like shellacked wood. But here is the sign for the first loop. So if you're staying on the west side of Provoking, you would go here. But we are not. So we are going to continue this way to the east side. And we are delighted that there was only 3 hills. Very delighted. See, first loop. Because you can do the first loop, which is just around Provoking Lake. So now we'll make our way to the east side. And we are the first regular site. There is an emergency site, or I think it could be a canoe site. So we'll pass that. And then we will get to our site. Well, here's another hill. Right in front of us, going up. I tried to find the elevator, I couldn't find it. So I guess I gotta use the stairs.
I told you we were supposed to turn right back there for it.
Oh man, why don't I ever listen? What's wrong with me? Step by step, up we go. Oh. Well, our memories are looking like they were a little better. Here's the beginning of Hill 5. But we're going to do it. There's no hill that's going to beat us.
Nope.
Not here. Algonquin, or sorry, Everest maybe? That would beat me. But I wouldn't even try it. But Algonquin, you will not have this day. It is ours. We'll see. we shall see how we feel after this hill. But 4 was bigger than this one. Hill 3 and 4 were the big ones. This one, from what we can see, is not quite as tall. So if you look at this tree that's fallen over, you see all these scratches. And they look like they could be maybe a bear having done that. See, a group of 4. So I mean, I don't see why a backpacker would come and do that. And I don't know of any other animal with claws that would be able to scrape that deeply. So maybe that was bear. Well, it looks like hill 6. So I think we were right in the number of hills. I hope so. I hope there's no more. This one's not so bad. It's hill 3 and 4 you have to worry about. Those are the doozies. So, Provoking Lake is through the trees down there. But one thing to bear in mind if you're doing the Highland Trail, especially if you're doing the whole thing, first and second loop together, there are quite a few hills at the south end of Provoking. This is our 8th, and they're fairly close together, so be prepared to go up and down quite a bit. It's not horrible because there is some breaks in between where you can just walk, but quite a few hills. Just a heads up. You can see Provoking Lake glinting through the sunlight over there. We can anyway. This is pretty late. It's like almost 5 o'clock, which is the latest we have ever gotten to a site, especially when the sun goes down at 7. But we did leave at 10:30 this morning, which is an hour and a half later than we've ever left a site. But we were having such a good time this morning, and the fog over the water was gorgeous. So we are quite happy to arrive when we do, and then we'll set up our camp. We're bound and determined to have a fire tonight because it's our very last night in the backcountry for this year. So even if it's a small fire, we want to have a little something just to sort of cheers the year that went by in the backcountry. So let's get our butts to our site. Here is the emergency site on Provoking Lake. That means we are 5 or 10 minutes away from our site down here. It's good because the sun's getting pretty low, and I think we're going to have a good view of the sunset tonight. So I would like to film that, since it will be my final sunset in the backcountry this year. All right. After almost 7 hours of hiking, we are at our site. Site for Provoking Lake. Let's go! And wow, compared to the site we were on yesterday, this one is a beauty. 2 tent pads right here. I can see them right away. That's awesome. I don't care where Justin sleeps. He sleeps in a hammock. We're tents. We're tent campers. We don't care about hammock campers. But here we go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go down there, or do you want to go down there? Or there? Oh. Beauty.
Yeah.
Justin has been having to go bathroom for a little while. So he's going to our, what we saw as a very non-private thunderbox. But there is no time for any fancy videoing because it's like almost 5 o'clock and we have a lot of work to do and we have to have our supper. So let's get at her. Woo! We have some firewood now, so at least we're gonna have somewhat of a fire tonight. Celebrate the end of our season of backcountry. But it's 6 o'clock now. The sun's pretty low. It's going down quick. So we are going to make some supper now first, so that we can eat in the light, and then we can finish up some other chores. So we didn't get to see a sunset from this location. The way it's set was behind the trees way back there, so there was no point trying to film it. So we're just gonna eat, and then we're going to have a fire. Woo-hoo! Fire! Here is the view from our site. Here on Site 1, you can see the water. Still like glass. Not much of a breeze at all. And the sunset is occurring way down there, but kind of hidden. And so I didn't think it would be a very nice time lapse because it's behind the trees. So but the colors there are beautiful, eh? It's a very nice site we're on. It's really big, lots of tent pads, way different than the one from yesterday. So quite happy.
Want to go for a jog?
Oh, we're just having some drinks here, and Paula's going to try to get out the tiny chair, which is never easy after a full long day of hiking. Yeah. It's I think we hiked for 7 hours today. So these chairs are really low to the ground. And then when you're sore, it's so hard to get up.
I did it.
But we are going to have our fire soon. And yeah, try to enjoy the night a little bit. It's quite a bit colder already. We can see our breath. It's supposed to be -7 tonight, and it's feels like maybe it's getting down closer to 0. So we shall see how it goes, and try to enjoy the fire for a little while before we go to bed. Woo! Well, Justin and I are going to fill our water because we need a little bit of drink tonight. You can see the moon over there reflecting in the water. Oh, somebody apparently hung their bear lines here.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 lines hanging broken from the tree. Because what you want to do is hang your bear bags on your campsite, because that's the way to do it.
Yeah, gotta attract the bears to your site.
Yep, that way you get to see them and pet them. Oh, look at the moon over there and the orange of the sky. What a brilliant night. All right. Pump it up. The pump is such a nice way to fill the water bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a murder occurred in here.
Uh-huh.
You can see we've got the sunset going on. We've got a moon shining over there, reflecting in the water. Man, what a night. And we can see lots of stars already too. We'll have to come out here later
Yeah.
just to see what the sky looks like. So, Justin and I are gonna go hang the bear bags now in the pitch black. Paula's gonna watch the fire for us while we do this task. Because you always gotta be safe and have the fire watched. So, rule of thumb is you're supposed to move about 300 feet from your campsite to hang your bear bags to be safe. So, Justin's got his here. We'll watch him hang his, and then I will just hang mine. Beautiful little knot. Woo! Woo! Ugh, it's too dark. You can't see me. Where's my lights? Doink. So, I was going to mention that we're here on the south end of Provoking Lake, and we can hear the hum of the highway from here. So that's not really a great outdoor experience when you can still hear the highway. And
trains going by.
And trains, we've heard it. The trucks with their engine brakes going. And so if you're looking for that real backcountry quiet experience, Provoking Lake is not it. Because we're as far on the far end as you can be on the sites. So I think we're still like 8 kilometers from the highway too, but it's still very, very loud. One thing to keep in mind, and those hills that I told you about today, keep that in mind. Because there ended up being like 9 of them or 10 of them by the time we got to site. So all within a very short distance. Anywho, that's okay. Except for the car noise. That's not okay, because that's not natural. We're going to go to bed now because it is getting really cold. So at least in our tents and our sleeping bags, we have, it's a little easier to try to stay a little warmer. The fire, beautiful as it was not really keeping us warm enough. So it's got to be close to 0 now, if not even below. So off we go. We are done for tonight. So that means that was our last night in the Algonquin outback till next year. But it was really nice, really relaxing. It's gotten very cold now though, so we are going to go to our tents, try to warm up. What a day that was. What a hike. Like 14K, but I mean, our watches and GPS and all that said it was further. So, and those hills that we did, it was really beautiful on this side of the hike this time. Yeah. It was a really nice hike. We enjoyed it. It took us 7 hours to get from Head Lake past Harness and then over here to Provoking. So now we're going to crawl in bed. In bed, not bread. Bread would be nice. On my mind is some bakery goods.
Yep.
So we're going to crawl into our beds and hope we can stay warm. And we're going to hope Paula's alive in the morning. So with that, say goodnight, Paula.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Justin.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you in the morning, hopefully.